Okay, so you'll be pleased to know we are starting lying on our backs, if that helps. Just take a moment, just scan your body. Let the weight of the day settle into your bones, your joints, your muscles. Perhaps take a moment to notice anything, any areas of tension or fatigue already. And just be mindful of them tonight in your own practice. And just starting to develop your breath. When it comes to core strength, there's so many different aspects to a core. From the aesthetical goals of the traditional six-pack, which actually for some, if the ligament down the middle isn't that tight, is physically unattainable. And then we've got the deeper abdominal muscles, those which connect to the pelvic floor and help everything else stay in situ. So we'll work a bit on both. But for a moment, just let everything kind of be soft. Let the belly relax, let the glutes soften. And just start to tune into that space at the low back. Start to notice where your body is relative to the mat. And then gently, without pushing the pelvis to adapt, gently start to draw the front ribs in and down. And just notice how that affects the curvature of the spine, the pelvis. This is what we strive to create when we work on creating a tighter front and back body. It's this ability for the rib cage to stay drawn in and down that will create stability front and back. Supporting our lower thoracic, upper lumbar spine. Those areas where we tend to feel most sensation of discomfort after long periods of sitting. What we want to make sure as the ribs stay tucked down that we can still take those full deep breaths that we're aiming for all the time, down into the belly. But instead of breathing up and accentuating the ribcage flare, try breathing width into the body. So we fill the belly up and then we draw the ribs wide and the chest lifts. And very slowly, we're going to start to bend the knees and plant the feet down. We will take it easy tonight. Doesn't mean there won't be heat, but we'll have a few more breaks. So when you feel ready, bend the knees, plant the feet. I'm just going to do a few normal glute bridges, and then we'll take a variation of. So with the knees bent, perhaps notice if that changes things again in the pelvis and the lower back. Keeping the rib cage drawn in, I'd like you to start to gently press through the feet. Observe the tendency of the knees and just lift the glutes off slightly. Keep the back down for a second. Notice immediately whether the pelvis has dropped down, i.e. we're in kind of a twerking position, and whether we can tuck the pelvis under, really scoop the bum underneath. You should feel the hamstrings start to wake up a bit more. Keep pushing through the feet, keep the knees tracking over the ankles. So we're making sure that we're pushing the feet towards the shoulders. We're not sending the knees up and over the ankles. Good, and then gently keeping everything engaged, coming back down. Good, 4 more of those. Scooping the pelvis, rib cage draws in, lift, tuck, and then keep lifting up. Pushing with the feet to shift the weight into the shoulders. And then as you exhale, come back down. Three more. Push down with the feet. Scoop the hips underneath. Tuck the pelvis underneath. Rise up. Push with the feet. Shift the weight into the shoulders. Good. And then slowly back down. Last 2. Push down. Scoop the pelvis under. Lift the hips up. Push the feet. Go higher into the shoulders. Squeeze the glutes. Really tuck your bum underneath. Good. And then come down. Keeping the glute anteriorly tucked until you release at the bottom. Last one, push down, scoop under, lift up. And push with the feet. We're going to hold at the top here, really making sure we're tucking the pelvis underneath. So we're trying to tilt those hip bones up. The knees squeeze in as if pressing into an imaginary block. Keep the rib cage tucked and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come all the way back down, ribs in. Release at the bottom. Good. Okay. I'd like you to walk your feet a bit further away. And come onto the heels. We're going to lift the toes. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to draw the rib cage in first and foremost. Push down through the hands. Lift the hips up. And this time we're imagining pulling the heels towards us as we lift. So we should really feel the hamstrings, the lower part of the glutes start to wake up. And then slowly lower back down. Good. So again, watching that the knees don't fall out, hoiking the hips up. And then when you get to the top, pull the heels towards you and hold. Release the pressure of the heels and let the body come back down. 3 more, scooping up. Pull the heels towards you and hold. Lower back down. Oi, hamstrings. Last 2, lift yourself up. Pull the heels in towards you, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And come down. Last 1, when you're ready, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift up. Pull the heels towards you. We're going to hold for 5. Keep pulling evenly for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Allow the hips to come down. Good. Pull the knees in towards the chest for a second. Find a little bit of movement if it fits you. Good. And then I'd like you to roll onto, well, whichever side you can face me. So might be your right, might be your left. That way you can see what I'm up to, and then the next time it doesn't really matter if you're facing away. Okay, we're going to bring the arms out in front of us, so about shoulder height. So you want both arms in front, kind of like you were doing a crocodile. That's it, good. You can keep the head down if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't, you can always bring a block or something underneath the head to offer some support. What I'd like you to do is bend your bottom leg and bring it to about a 90-degree angle on your mat. Push it back so you can see me better. Okay. And then from here, we're going to lift the top leg up. Notice immediately the toes probably point down or point up, depending on which way your hip tends to swing, internal or external. Try and keep the toes pointing forward. Good. And then from here, my head, good. Okay. We're going to swing the leg forward, as far forward as you can get it towards your hands. And then slowly swing the leg back, keeping it at hip height, squeeze the glute, bring the leg behind you slightly. Swing the leg forward.
Swing it back. Squeeze the glute. Good. Keep going. Swing it forward towards the hands. Bring it back. Noticing the toes. Keep them tracking forward. Good. That's better. Good. Look at those feet. Bring it back. Keep going forwards and backwards. 6, 5, 4. We're starting to wake up the deeper transverse abdominis here, the quadratus lumborum. It's one of your hip flexor groups, and we tend to forget all about them, and we just work on the psoas when we do try and wake these muscles up. So just finding a bit of length through the psoas whilst developing strength, engaging the glutes, you pull the leg behind. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the leg back. If you need to drop it down for a second, by all means do so. Otherwise, what we're going to do next is we're going to bring the leg up, and we're just going to lift it up about halfway and just make circles, moving in one direction. Quite small. Heel really presses away. Keep going. And then go the other way, you lucky things. Notice if the tendency is to go bigger in one direction, try and refrain from doing so. 3 more circles. Good. Bring the leg down, bend the knee. Good. And then we're going to swap sides. So you can roll over if you've got space. Plane's coming down on me. Okay. Same again. Bring the arms out in front, back shoulder height. Bottom leg is bent to 90. Top leg straightens down. Make sure that you lift it up to shoulder height and the toes pull towards you and point forward. And then when you're ready, swinging the leg forward and pulling it back. Good. Perhaps notice if one hamstring is tighter than the other. Perhaps notice as you swing the leg through, excuse the aeroplane, whether the foot wants to drop down or whether actually it might lift up and over the joint. We always compensate, and it's interesting to start to notice our compensatory patterns. Someone's having a great time. Perhaps start to notice if you can swing the leg a little bit higher, maybe see if the hamstrings are releasing a little bit. 3 more. 2. And 1. Good. Come back to center. Bring the leg up and start to make circles. Just small. Hopefully starting to feel lots of things firing up, but then go the other way. Good. 3 more circles. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend. Bring the knees together. If the tush is not awake now, it may never be. Come and lie on your backs for me. Make sure I can see you. Draw the knees in. Good. Start to straighten the legs up. We're going to do a similar exercise, but we're going to do it lying on our back. So the first thing you want to notice is when you start to send the legs away so that they're over the hip, is whether the ribs compensate because we're now pulling. Try to keep the ribs in and down. Good. Okay. And then pull the arms forward. Palms face down to begin with. Good. Send the left leg down. Try and pull the right leg closer to you. And then swap. Right leg goes down, left leg comes as tight to you as you can. Good. Right leg. If it's too much for the core, you can always bring the head down. You can always bring the hands behind the head to support the neck if you need to. Take the variation that works best for you. Maybe see if you can lift the shoulders up a little bit more, even if you're supporting your head. Good, Lisa, nice. One more on each side. Pulling the leg as close as you can. Really start to wake up those deeper muscles, and then bend the knees, roll onto your back. Woo, good. Okay, bring the arms down by your side. And we're going to just start to drop the knees. So the tendency again here is that we keep the knees quite close to us, and the practice the arms, and all we're actually doing is creating a bit of a twist. We're not stabilizing. So to stabilize, we need to have the knees over the hips. Always. Ribs need to be drawn in. Cactusing the arms is optional. If it's too much to do that, by all means keep the hands down to help you grip. What I'd like you to do is we're going to slowly drop the knees to the right side, keeping them at that hip height. Don't let them drop all the way down, and then pull them back up. Good, nice, and then swap sides. Good, Julie, good angle. And bring them back up. Good, and then keep going, dropping to the right. Coming back up. Dropping over to the left. And back up. Over to the right. And back up. Over to the left. And back up. Draw the knees in for a second. We're going to do another round of that. You're welcome. We're going to do 5 on each side. You're welcome to keep the knees as they are. You're welcome, if you'd like to straighten the legs, pull the toes towards you, keep the ribs in, and do the same thing with the legs straight. Take it up a notch. Entirely up to you. You choose what works for you. Good. Keeping the ribs in the whole time. Good, both of you. Last 2 on each side. To the left. Last one to the right. And to the left. Good, draw the knees in. Maybe bring the hands around the knees if you like. Squeeze them in or make a circle with them, moving them away from you, up to you. Good. Okay. So same again, we're going to bring the knees out away from us. Pull the toes towards and bring the feet up. So we find this kind of nice table shape, as if someone could sit on your shins and they wouldn't budge anywhere. Bring the hands behind the head again. And this time we're going to twist. So we're not going to let the knees come towards us. We're going to keep the knees where they are. I want you to straighten the right leg. Bring the right elbow up towards the left. And then come back. So we're not drawing the knee in. Send the left leg out, keep the right leg hovering over the thigh. Good, and back. Good, swap over, bring the knee. Good, and back. Try and bring your elbow to the knee. Don't bring the knee to meet the elbow. Good, Lisa, keep the legs a little bit further away. Don't squeeze the knee in. I know it's tempting, that's it, good. Good, that's it. You got to bring your chest higher. Now you know where we're going wrong. Good, bring them up. Oi. 2 more on each side. Oh. Ooh. Come down onto your backs. They're so much easier when you draw the knee in. I used to think those were super easy. I couldn't understand why people get out of breath. Now I know. Okay, roll onto your side again so you can see me. Come into your beach babe pose. Bringing the hand underneath the head. Bring the insides of the feet together. We're going to do a few variations of clams just to prepare you mentally for what's coming. We'll start with the easier ones. So we're going to keep the insides of the feet together. We're going to open the knee. Notice the hip wants to roll back because it makes us feel good because the knee goes higher. Keep the hips in line. Bring the top hand onto the hip to keep it tracking. Knee opens, squeeze at the top and come down. Knee opens, squeeze at the top, come down. Good. You can build up as much speed as you like. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open it up again, hold at the top, and we're going to pulse out for 15, 14. Really squeeze. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the knee down, straighten the leg. Ah, I see that face, Julie. We've woken it up. Good. Right. Okay, same again. This is not comfortable. Lying on your hip bone, whether it's fleshy or not, is not comfortable or instinctive. So make sure that we're staying level. Again, toes, if you're like me, I'm an external rotator, so my toes instinctively point up, which actually changes the direction of my movement. Toes forward. Good. When you're ready, leg goes up. Don't let it come all the way down. Keep that hover at hip height. Good. 11, going as high as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, last one, hold it up. And we know what's coming. Pulse for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it down, swap sides. Again, stroking your beach pose. Bringing the hand onto the top hip, bringing the soles to the insides of the feet together. And then gently squeezing the knee up and squeeze at the top. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and pulse for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee down. Straighten the leg at hip height. Again, watch the toes, pull them towards the shin. Hand on the hip, make sure that we're staying straight. And then when you're ready, you bring it up. Feel that one already. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, good, 5, get the legs a bit higher, go on, 4, come on Lisa, up, 3, there we go, 2, last one, fit up, good, and then bring it up for entertainment value, point the toes forward, and then when you're ready, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, count quicker, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring the leg down. Good, swap back over. Okay, so this time I want you to bring your forearm down underneath the shoulder. Lisa, is your shoulder going to allow for us to do this? Yeah, okay. Okay, so again, bringing the soles of the, well, I keep saying soles, inside of the feet together. We're going to immediately lift up slightly. So we want to imagine that we're kind of creating this rainbow arc. So we're using both sides of the obliques to help stabilize. Make sure the elbow is directly underneath the shoulder. If anything, you want it to be slightly tighter than you do wider. Good. Okay. Ribs draw in, stack the shoulders over each other, hand on the top hip. Lift up, squeeze open, and down. Good. That's it. Good. So as you come up, really push the hips forward and down. 13. Down. 12. Scoot the hips forward, Julie, as you come up. Really push them. That's it. Good. 10. 9. 8. I promise I'm not looking at the camera. Don't feel awkward. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Come down. Yeah, burns. Straighten the bottom leg. Bring the top foot over for me. We can't work the abductors without working the adductors. If your elbow is starting to burn, by all means, bring a cushion or something underneath it. Otherwise, again, we're going to stay on the top of that uncomfortable hip. We're going to get off them in a minute. Other hand comes down in front, onto the fingertips for me. Shift the weight forward slightly. You have my permission. It's probably the only way we're going to get to do this. Pull the bottom toes towards you, lift the leg. Up and down. Up, down. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, look at those smiles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hold up, and then we know what's coming. Pulse. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Calm down. Swap sides. Same. Elbow, shoulder, insides of the feet together. Toes get me through this, knowing that I baked a tray of brownies before I did this. Sorry. Bring your hand onto your hip. You're welcome to drive around for one. Bring the insides of the feet together, stack the knees. And again, draw up first and foremost. So we're bracing through the underbelly. Good, using those obliques. Good, and then when you're ready, push down, hips squeeze forward and down. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, really push forward, good. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you got it, go on Lisa, up, 3, nice Julie, 2, she's showing you up, last one, 1, hold, up, and down. Good. I'm not going to make you pulse, I feel mean. Bring the top leg over, straighten the bottom leg down. So same again, you have my permission, hand comes to your front, tilt the body slightly forward, pull the toes towards you, pick up the leg. Good, so we're 15, 14, 13, 12. With this one, almost point the toes forward and diagonally down a bit. So we're still making sure we're working the inner leg. We've not rolled forward so much that we're now using the quads or the hamstrings. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up and pulse. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Good. Find your way into the tabletop. And if you'd like to, just push back and take a child's pose, stretch all of that good work out for a second. Take a few deep breaths. Good. Now find your way into a tabletop shape, hands underneath the shoulders. Hi, husband. Knees underneath the hips. Good. As always, spreading the fingers wide and really drawing the fingertips in towards the palm of the hand. Okay. We do this one quite a lot because it, in my mind, is one of the better core exercises that you can do, especially first thing in the morning if you're trying to wake yourself up. Make sure you're pressing down with all 10 toes, not just your big toes. Good. Push down through the hands, slightly dome the upper back, draw the rib cage in. Push down through all 10 toes, hover the knees. Don't shift the back. Good. Now pull the hands towards the body and slightly apart from one another. So you're imagining that you're pulling the hands down and back. Good. Release the tension, drop the knees. So hopefully you can feel with the hands when they start to pull that everything kind of goes. That's what we're after. So you're basically pulling the hands. If I was in this shape, you're pulling the hands diagonally out and back. So it's like, yeah. Okay, we're going to do 2 more of those. We're going to hold for 5. So setting yourself up again. So we're making sure that we're not overarching through the upper back. We want to find a neutral position where we can feel some activation. We're pressing the ground away. Drawing the rib cage in to brace, pushing down through all 10 toes, hovering the knees off. Good, and then pull the hands apart and slightly towards you to really fire things up. And then hold for 5, keep pulling. 4, 3, 2, 1, drop down. Good, if you need to, shake out the wrists. So everyone's always like, floating tabletop's not that bad, and then you pull the hands, it's like, what is going on now? Okay, one more time. Set the feet up, set up the hands, pull the fingertips in to make sure you're protecting the wrists. Spread the shoulder blades, rib cage in, push through the top of all 10 toes, lift the knees. Good. And then when you're ready, pull the hands towards you, fire everything up. Hold for 5, for 4, pull harder. 3, pull, pull, pull. 2, 1, drop down. Whew. Shake out the wrists. Good. Okay, so the next exercise is also on the wrists, and I promise that's penultimate one. We can do the next ones on the forearms. This one has to be done on the wrists. Are you guys okay, or would you rather do a 4-on-1 in between? You're okay? Okay. Okay, so for this delightful bundle of fun, we are going to do one of my favorites. There are 2 options, one of which is to walk the knees a bit further back so that you have more weight through the hands. The other option is to come into a full plank and do it. I'll show you what we're doing first. You're going to bring your knee forward to the elbow, down to the wrist. And then what I want you to do is use and pull the ribs in, slide the knee up the back of the arm and down. Slide the knee up and down. Looks easy. Keeping the knee attached to the back of the arm is what makes this so hard, because you have to be using that deep muscle that we started with. It's really easy to kind of bring your knee here and just pick it up and down. I want you here, down and up. So again, you can choose. You can do it in a tabletop. It's hard enough as it is. And just slide it. Option 1 is keep the foot down and just move the knee up and down. Option 2 is to pick up the whole leg and down. We're doing 10 on each side, 2 sets. So set yourself wisely. When you're ready, either staying in a tabletop or choosing to do it in a full plank. You can always drop the knees down, see how you feel. Bracing yourself, whichever variation. Bring the right knee forward and down to the wrist to start. Okay, Sit yourself up. So allow the knee to rest on the floor for a second. Brace, draw the ribs in. Push through the hands. Find that lift in the upper shoulders. And then draw the knee up and down. Good. Nice. Up and down as high as you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oi, good. Take a second. Swap sides, Lisa. If your shoulders weren't on fire after lunchtime, they will be now. Okay, set yourself up. If you did it in a plank on the right, try and honor that and do it on the left. You can always drop the knees for the second set. So finding yourself into your plank. This time drawing the left knee forward and bring it straight down behind the wrist. Take a second. Brace through the shoulders, draw the rib cage in. When you're ready, pick it up for 10 and down, for 9 and down, 8, down, 7, down, 6, down, 5, down, watch the knee, 4, down, 3, down, 2, down, make it a good one, 4, down, good, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms for that matter. Okay. We're going to do it again. You can choose, do it in tabletop, do it in a plank. I'm probably going to do it in a tabletop because my wrist is not enough today. You choose which variation fits you. Setting yourself up. Good. Slide the right knee forward if you're on your tabletop and set yourself up, knee behind the wrist to start. Good, rest it down, rest the foot. Draw in the upper body. Push through the hands, draw in the rib cage, prep the body first. Good, and then when you're ready, slide it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, really hear the fabric scraping along the arm. 3, 2, 1. Good. Yeah, they hurt. Swap sides. They're not the pretty muscles, they're the ones that are functional for you. Much more important. Slide the left leg forward. Last set. And then we go back to the glutes, which is everyone's favorite. And then I promise we'll stretch. Push through the hands, set yourself up. When you're ready, slide it up for 10, 9, 8, go as high as you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Good. Shake out the arms. Shake out the wrists. Okay. Final bit of the glutes. So you can do this on the wrists. I won't because mine are knackered today. So I'm going to find my way down onto my forearms. We're doing donkey kicks. So it doesn't really matter which variation you want to take. Just make sure the elbows are under the shoulders if you're dropping down onto the forearms. Feet tuck underneath. Right leg comes up. And again, watch the toes. My toes point out to the right, which means my knee points out to the right, which means I don't work my glute min, I work my glute max. Tuck it under so the heel pushes straight up. Good, Lisa. Julie, can you turn your toes in a bit? That's it. Yeah, there you go. Good, now you're straight. Yeah, it feels weird, I know. Draw the ribs in, make sure we're not dumping. And then when you're ready to pulse. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold up. Squeeze. And then do tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the knee down. Good. When you're ready, swapping sides. You can stay on the hands if it's more comfortable for you, or the knuckles. Bring the left leg up. Same again, watch the toes. Keep them straight. Yeah, Julie, you want to do the same thing. Turn the toes in a bit. Other way. So heel goes out, toes go in. There you go, that's it, now you're straight. Yeah, good. When you're ready, pulsing up. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and squeeze. And then when you're ready, pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down with the knee. Come off the hands and the shoulders for a second. Shake them out. Especially poor Lisa. Okay, last one. We're going to do fire hydrants. You can choose whether you want to do it on the hands, forearms, knuckles, anything else that fits you in terms of upper body preparation. Find your way back into a tabletop style shape. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to tuck the toes underneath again. Right leg comes out to the side. 14, 13, 12. Notice the hips want to lift. Try and imagine squeezing the right hip down as you lift the leg out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good. 1. Hoo-wee. Swap sides. Last exercise. When you're ready. On the left, so toes tucked underneath. Hoik it up, squeeze the hip down. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hoo-wee. Done. Good. Okay. Stretch it out. Come and lie on your belly. Find your way into a Sphinx style shape and just let the abs stretch themselves out. Let the psoas, the deeper muscles, pull themselves long. Start to notice the breath, start to slow it down. Take deep breaths, filling into the back of the body. And maybe you want to go a little bit higher. Maybe you want to come onto the hands for a moment. Take 3 deep breaths. Notice how the low back's feeling. If this is too much on the low back, come back to where you were. One more breath in. And allow yourself to come down. Roll over onto your back. I'm not going to make you sit up. That's just me. Find your way into a reclined figure 4 shape. So pulling the ankle over onto the opposite thigh. Pull the toes back towards you on both feet. That's it, good. And then maybe pick up the bottom foot, take the hands around the back of the thigh. Pushing that bent knee out. Taking 2 more breaths. And then swap sides. Oh la la, sides tight. Same again, imagine pushing that knee out. Both feet are dorsiflex, toes pull towards the shins. Release, draw the knees in. Bring the hands down by your side and just drop the knees over each side. Good. Find your way back to center. Rock and roll your way up along the spine. Ooh. You are done.